Welcome everyone to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to talk about something that's a little bit more on the end game scale of things, and it's the Black Shrines. So a lot of people ask me, how much silver can you make doing all the bosses weekly, the solo and party ones? So today's Saturday and we all received our rewards, and I kind of wanted to basically show you guys my setup for everything and just open the rewards so you guys can see what it's all about. So I got some screenshots of what we did. This one was from earlier this week. I did all the party ones on hard difficulty and my solo ones. Honestly, the solo ones, I don't even care about doing Calamity 7s anymore except for Sangoon. But like, if you can do 5s, you're doing good. 6 and 7, I feel like the rewards are very minimal. Whereas if you're doing the party ones, the difference between normal and hard is actually pretty insane. So like the rewards are pretty good. So first of all, my guild, they have some like requirements for AP brackets. I think you could do it a little bit under, but it's just, you know, you have to be more alert. So I think what people said the minimum AP for normal party bosses is around like, they said 293, that bracket, but I think you can do it with like 280, I'm gonna be honest. And at least like as high as DP as you can, because some things actually do a lot of damage. So I would say the higher the better, at least 401. And the hard mode requires like at least 1050 monster damage full buffed. So the way you can check that is, do you play Succession or Awakening plus your damage against monsters and all of that combined? And yeah, if I were to be full buff, I'm a little past 1050. So with that said, I wanted to open the bundles with you guys and show you like how much silver you can actually make. And let's start off with the solo boss rewards. These are kind of less relevant. So the things you kind of want from here, these coins are actually pretty good. You could turn them into the life skill food. Let me show you that real quick. If you have a character, you can start making these miraculous herbal medicines. And if you're a life skiller, those are huge, actually. So let's open the rest of these. You get mem frags, always cool, whatever. You get something rare out of it, nice, but yeah. Oh, wow, another one of these garbage things. All right, but anyway, here's where the big ticket items come from. The hard mode bosses. And it's, you know, it's definitely worth doing once you actually see it. Whether you get a top score or not, you should probably at least try it on normal. So here's the first one from Uturi, Beanbird. So these are guaranteed, right? So you get 100 mil bars. You always get these every time for hard mode. So that's at least maybe 500 mil in gold bars. These thingies, guild mana furniture, who cares? These are kind of good. You get these every week and you can buy some stuff. Capra stones, memfrags, all these are really nice. Bunch of resplendence, all DR, and then all AB. That's actually kind of lucky. So like looking at this alone, that's like 3 billion silver. And I'll admit these are pretty good, but like from one boss, you get at least like maybe 1 billion silver at minimum. And then if you get some decent luck, you get some good stuff. The next one, Bulgasil, Iron Boss. So as usual, you get the 500 mil in gold bars, bunch of goodies over here. And where do these actually go? Breath of Resentment. Actually, do they go? Oh yeah, over here. Capra stones, another 100, another belt. So that's like 1.3 bill. Awesome. This one admittedly takes a little bit longer for our group, at least just because there's a lot of mechanic phases. And so no cheers for this one, but you get, you know, another 500 plus this, nothing crazy over here. And then let's open both of these. This week was actually, in terms of rewards, like okay-ish. Usually I've seen people get between, you know, 3 to 7 Dabareka accessories, maybe more stuff. Mine made up for the AP and all damage reduction. And so if we look at our totals just in general, 1.5 bill, about like 3 billion from all of that, a bunch of these goodies, a bunch of memfrags, debos. So it's definitely worth doing, and a bunch of Capra stones. Let's open these 20 resplendents. See if we can get like a strike crystal or whatever is rare. Oh, I saw a cheer. Oh, it's probably that one. We got a bunch of 50 mils that don't really sell. Honestly, nowadays in 2025, unless you get a big ticket one, they really don't sell. So it's kind of like, oh, cool. But it's always fun to open them just for the memes. But yeah, to give you an idea, that was like actual rewards from that on average. We got lucky a little bit with some of them. And yeah, so I wanted to talk about what I use and some tips you guys can learn as well. So if you want to do 5 of them, well, ideally you want to do 5 party ones. You can only do 1 per character. So at least if you do the easy ones, I would recommend doing Jigwe. That one is fairly easy. Bulgasil is pretty easy. Uchuri and Bong Wang. And then you could double up on Jigwe or Bulgasil or whatever. All pretty easy. Admittedly, Blue Clad takes a little bit of time. Be Young is actually mechanic heavy. And Deposed Crown Prince, you really need a strong group for that one. So yeah, what do you get from it? You know how we got those little coin thingies? Yeah, you can actually just buy like titles and all that stuff. Save up for the gold title if you want it. This one is a house furnishing. That one's really cool. So yeah, just save up for them. And yeah, so this is my gear. I can do it fine, but usually I'm still full buffed. What I would recommend for other people, though, is because all the bosses are considered demi-human, using a harmony for a demi-human is very helpful, along with Perfume of Courage that just boosts your monster AP. And if you can, try to get the immortal ones in case, if you're new and practicing. Other things you can add are demi-human Kabuas with a full-on demi-human AP against monsters. Always helpful. The crystals that I personally use this one as a general because it adds all damage reduction. This is my go-to PvE without changing much. But for different bosses, something you might want are like anti-knockdown or knockback, depending on which boss you do. Or if your group is like speed clearing, you could do fat damage and just hope for the best. And like if you're good at not getting hit, you could just go full damage and replace another one of these defense ones with another offense. So yeah, fat damage and speed is the way to go if you want to do that. But I guess for like your average player learning everything, this is the way to go. And if you feel like you want more defensive to not get knocked back into a chain attack, you could put on resist crystals. But overall, just to go over this real quickly, if you're doing solo bosses, your gear does matter, but it's really more the auras, and you just put the auras fat damage and you just learn it. So if you're just learning this now, I would say the moon bosses are the easiest ones to learn. I would start with Bamboo Legion, followed by Bari and Songashi, and then followed by the red ones. Golden Pig is probably the easiest. Apex is you have to know your character a little bit for CCing, and Odoxini is mechanics heavy, which a little bit hard. But in terms of the green ones, I would consider all the green ones minus Sangoon the most difficult ones to learn and very like mechanic heavy. So Imugi is just like some classes struggle, or if you play Shy and Wusa, it's easy. Duoxini is a bit of RNG, and Gumiho is like a 7-phase boss that you just learn over time. So here, if you were to do 5 of them and you don't care about like clear speed, time, or anything, here's what I'd recommend. Do all 3 moons, and then maybe double up on Sangoon, or if you want to swap it, you could do like Golden Pig. So these three, Sangoon, Golden Pig, those are the easiest ones you can do. And for bosses, or the party bosses, Jigui, Bulgasil, Uturi, Bong Wang, and then you could double up on another one, or if you want, like, you know, if you don't want to do that, I'd probably say Blue Clad is easier than the other two, but this one takes a little bit longer just because it's mechanics and puzzle heavy. So if you've done the Landed a Morning Light, you know how all the stories for every boss you have to do, just like, what, 15 of them or something? Yeah, like when you do the practice, that shows you the mechanics, as well as, you know the weekly bosses that you do for reoccurring over here. So like these things, Bulgasil, Uturi, Sangoon, well, 2 of these are party bosses. You could actually learn the mechanics more or less just by going to the weekly party bossing. So I think that's okay. And yeah, that's actually what I use. I just go regular gear. Sometimes I swap out for all-out attack for demi-human. And for damage, I just try to go all damage. And for parties, here's what I'd recommend. In terms of food buffs, Simplecron, Harmony, Perfume of Courage. If you have a house buff that gives like AP or something, that's good. And then Carolyn buff, Villa buff, Church buff, and that's basically it. So yeah, hopefully you guys learn something, and if you've never seen the rewards you get, sometimes you get more debos, sometimes you don't, but overall, if you're at very minimum, you're getting like, if you do all 5 of them, probably like 3 bill in all of this, like Capris and gold bars, plus whatever other bonuses you get along the way. You'll probably get some debos. And if you do them on normal difficulty, you get these things, the chilled fragments or the chilling fragments, and if you collect 100 of them, you get the equivalent of a belt. But on hard mode, you get the direct debo accessory. So yeah, that's the difference, and that's what I use. I just want to show you. So I do have some videos on the channel of me actually doing the bosses, so if you want to check that out, feel free to go find them. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Peace.